Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Are you ignoring what I've said to you in my text message?
What do you mean am I ignoring?
There are
Vicky?
people outside wanting to know what happened, you making me take your points.
Can I suggest that if you want to avoid journalists doorstepping you, you stop telling ridiculous stories to the press? And
I'm
that's a
sorry.
very simple
What
thing.
ridiculous stories are you referring to?
I
Well, I'm
just told
talking
you,
about
Vicky,
you. I'm talking about you making me take your points and getting others to take your points.
I have no intention of going on with this nonsense. You've said this time and
I'm
again.
sorry. What nonsense are you referring to? You got me to take your points.
Thank you very much. We can talk about this another time, face to face, when you want to. But
There's nothing to do with face to face.
I suggest you stop telling the press silly things. All right?
Excuse me. This has nothing to do with me either. Somebody told them that I had taken your points. I have no idea who it was. No, it's not only me, but it's also Joe. I don't understand how they have now heard about a different paper about me taking your points. Can you explain that to me? Things gone. It's gone. It's gone. He says, stop telling the press ridiculous stories.
Well, that's one of those 4 phone calls in all that were played to the court on Tuesday. Phone calls between Vicky Pryce and her then husband, Chris Huhne. But let's bring in the audio of a second conversation. And these were conversations, remember, that were where Chris Huhne was being called up by his wife, his former wife, Vicky Pryce, there, with the help and assistance of the Sunday Times political editor, Isabel Oakeshott.
Hello, it's me.
Hello, hi.
Well, I just got up and I've had a message from Isabel on the phone. So she must have spoken to you.
No, she rang and said, she's apparently on maternity leave. Apparently you sent them away last night without saying anything, yeah?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, well, they won't say anything. Let's just forget about it.
But yes, but you actually said to me that you hadn't even done it, which is extraordinary. But anyway, which is odd.
I don't know whether you are. Absolutely not. If you want to have a chat about these things, but I'm not going to be commenting on stories on the phone line.
I understand.
Who knows?
Well, you're one of the 94 hacked. I couldn't understand how you were behaving like this, and then I only thought maybe that's what it was.
Not only 94 yeah, fine, okay, fine. Anyway, this is a nonsense story, and I'm absolutely not going to.
Well, it's not a nonsense story. Obviously there's truth in it, so they wouldn't be going as you know.
Vicky, this is a nonsense story, okay?
What does that mean, Chris?
It means it's a nonsense story. So where are you ringing me from?
I'm ringing from home on my mobile.
Fine. Well, if I were you, I would, if you want to have a conversation about this sort of thing, you should have a conversation with me in person somewhere, but I can tell you that this is an absolutely nonsense story. Okay?
I don't understand what you mean by nonsense story. Is it actually going to go away? If Isabel is ringing me, I know her. What do I say to her?
If I were you, I wouldn't return the call.
You wouldn't return the call. Would she not?
Have nothing. They have no story, and they cannot have a story unless you give them a story. And there's no reason for you to give them a story because it isn't true.
Oh, all right. So you think your phone is still being hacked right this minute?
All I'm saying is I have written to the Metropolitan Police Commissioner and News International and the Sunday Times. Okay.
Sorry, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, fine. I thought you were. Well, no. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Well, we don't talk, so I can't possibly meet you.
I am not. I'm very happy to meet you and talk about something.
We do. So you want me to lie again, and say what?
No. I don't want you to say anything at all. I think you should. There's no reason for you to say anything at all. Why should you? Why should I? They have no story. There is no story to write.
Well, somebody has been telling them, though, Chris. And if it's coming back again.
If you tell people false stories.
Oh, come on! Oh, for Christ's sakes! You still think you're being listened to? How can I be saying people?
You rub the Aladdin's
Excuse
lamp,
me.
you let the genie out of the bottle,
Please tell me.
and that is your lookout.
Please tell me which is the one false story I told them. The fact that you left to go to the gym. The fact that you told me about the fact that you lied to me about. Just tell me.
Week about me breaking up with Karina.
I mean, is this a joke? Excuse me. This particular story. But Chris, it doesn't stack up.
Very simple. It's very simple.
Listen.
If you don't want to appear in the newspapers, don't talk to journalists.
Excuse me, Chris. It's got you appear in the newspapers all the time, and because you talk to them, and you appear. Excuse me, very often very negatively because of what you've done. It hasn't got anything to do with me. It's what it's got to do with you. But if this story is a true story, and somebody knows, and someone is telling people.
That's absolute cobblers. Do you think journalists tell you the truth when they tell you?
Well, where did they hear it from then? How did they know? They knew the dates when I took your points.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah, okay. How do they know?
When they ring up and they say, we have it on legal authority, we're going to run this story, yeah, crap. All that means is that they're fishing for someone to stand it up. And if you don't give them any comment, they can't run it. There's no story here. So all you've got to do, if you want to stay on the paper...
You want me to just lie to people, basically, like you have done continuously.
You do not have to... Look,
this...
Anybody, you have told various lies to the papers.
Like what? Give me one.
Tell me that.
Give me one. Give me one. You lied to them about the point.
I have a Saturday to get on with. It's entirely up to what you do. I think you're intelligent enough to work out that if you don't want to get in the papers, you don't tell them.
Don't be ridiculous. You're the one who lies.
No, bye.
So there's another of the phone conversations between Vicky Pryce, who's on trial, remember, at Southwark Crown Court, accused of perverting the course of justice, between her and her former husband, Chris Huhne, the former Lib Dem Cabinet Minister. 4 phone calls in all that were played to the court on Tuesday that have now been released. Let's listen into another of those phone conversations now.
This person when the doorstep.
I have absolutely no idea.
In that case, why are you saying that it's got anything to do with me, that people have this information? Can you explain that to me? Why are you accusing me? Just explain that to me.
Perfectly well from the pattern of things.
I know perfectly well that I told... Why would I tell anyone about me taking your points? It's not in my interest. Are you a moron?
Well, all I suggest is not in anybody's interest that you should tell nonsense to the papers.
Excuse me, what is nonsense? They're out there and I might go and tell them nonsense. Can you explain to me what you mean by nonsense? You know full well I took your points.
I told you I had nothing to do with this. I had nothing to do with the so-called breakup story. It was equally...
Right, nothing with the breakup story, but you have everything to do with taking the points. Who told them I had taken your points?
I assume that you have been clearly telling the press...
Really? Why do you assume that I would tell anyone that I had taken your points? Why would I tell that?
No point in going any
No, it's fine, but they're out there, and if you like me to, I can go and tell them the truth. Would you like me to?
You can do whatever you like.
Right.
All I'm saying is I intend to tell them the truth, which is, of course, that I absolutely deny that you ever...
You're going to tell people that you deny I've ever taken your points when somebody clearly told them that I had, when I had absolutely nothing to do with it. Who the told them this? It's my reputation that's on the line. It's my reputation that's on the line just as much as yours. Can you explain to me who told them this?
If anybody, I have no idea who tells...
You have no idea. You think that I would go to the press and tell them that I took your points? Are you crazy?
They tried to stand up, Vicky, was that I'd broken up with Karina, which is untrue.
Oh, well, I'm so pleased for you that you're still with that man of yours. I don't give about that because it had nothing to do with me. Can you explain to me why someone has told them that I have taken your points?
Vicky...
Just tell me why. Who would have told them this?
I have no idea. Why do you think it would come from anybody?
Excuse me, what happened whenever it was wrong? I had nothing to do with it, and I told them I had no comment.
Fine. Well, it looks to me, the pattern of stories that keep happening, it looks to me as if you or one of your friends...
Really? So, one of my friends has told people that I took your points. Yeah. I mean, are you crazy? Why would somebody tell them that I took your points if it's against me? Well, I can tell you, I had heard that somebody very close to you had told them that I had taken your points.
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Who have you been telling? You mean you haven't told Karina?
I have
You mean Karina doesn't know? Just swear to me that Karina doesn't know I took your points.
Look,
Swear to me now.
absolute nonsense. No, look, for heaven's sake, I absolutely deny you took my points.
You deny I took your points when you made me take them. Oh, what? Fine,
Yeah.
I'll go. You deny?
So you decide. That
I
you're
can't
going to
believe you,
try and
Chris.
Stand up.
You deny that I took your points. Excuse me, who are you going to deny this to? Who are you going to deny this to, Chris?
It is the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah.
To try and stand up a ludicrous story.
A ludicrous story. All right. Do you not remember that the entire family? Do you not remember the entire family knew that I took your points?
There is no question. All right.
There's no question of what, Chris? No question of what?
Look, this is nonsensical.
Are you, excuse me, when you, no, I don't intend to speak to you again. I don't intend, fine, Chris, I'll go out to the people and tell them that I took your point and that Joe White took your point. Whoa.
And I will tell them the truth, which is that you have been maliciously briefing the press because you told me that you wanted to ruin my political career.
Really? When did I tell you I wanted to ruin your political career? When?
Absolutely fine. I know what you're up
Chris,
to.
would you like me to tell them that you told me you wanted me to lose my job and you threatened me? How can you lie that I wanted to ruin your political career? Who did I say that to? Not true.
I never ever said I wanted
You
to
said that to me when we met in the coffee shop. You said to me that you were going to, that I would lose my job because of the supposed stories out there about you. You also threatened me to come back. You threatened me to come back.
You are behaving in an entirely unbalanced
way. Unbalanced way.
This is why I do not think it is sensible for us to talk in this way. All right?
Chris, excuse me, they're out there. I do not want to have my life ruined by having people out there. Or my reputation ruined. What am I supposed to tell them? Excuse me, what am I supposed to tell them?
I would stop briefing them and then they will...
Really? They are not being briefed by me, they're being briefed by somebody close to you, it seems to me, not me. Really? Really? Maybe the same person who got the press to go and find you in Eastleigh. Have you worried about that?
Do I have any interest?
In that case, why would I, Chris?
Completely untrue.
Why would I then, Chris?
Which are actually against my
Chris,
interest.
why would I brief the press that I took your points when it is actually against my interest? If I wanted to do that, I would have done this last autumn when the was pestering me. What did I say to them? You rang me when you were going to Cancun because you wanted to check whether I had said anything to them. I said no to them. I said no comment. So why should I do that?
We both have exactly the same interest.
Exactly, we have the same interest. So what do I say to them now? So first of all, tell me what to say. And second, don't tell me that I'm lying since you know full well that I took your points and all my kids know it. They were here. So what do I say now? We have the same interest at heart. I agree with you entirely. Tell me what to say.
You say exactly the same as I'm saying, and is the.
But yours is a lie, Chris.
Which is that there is.
Yours is a lie. I'm prepared possibly to lie for you, but you tell me how to do that because you're lying right this second.
It's entirely up to you. I have.
Are you telling me you're? Are you telling me you? How can you? Excuse me. We used to be husband and wife. I took your points. You know that full well. I am prepared though to lie for you, as I have done all along. But they're pressurizing me. I can't even get home without having people outside my door, whether it's to do with your man, whether it's to do with your points. And it's got nothing to do with me.
Fine.
I tell you who's doing it, it's your friend who is doing it. Somebody very close to you has decided to take it against me without realizing the consequences to you. Just explain to me what I say to them out there. You're fine. You know that full well, Chris.
Why don't you ring your press advisor, who's been so effective over the last
My
few
press
months,
advisor, like who?
I
don't have a... Oh, I'm glad you think I've been effective. I have no press advisor. Tell me what to say. Chris?